So here we have Weston A. Price book. If you can see me there, you go, it's better. Weston A. Price, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration by Weston A. Price. Book written in the 20s. Big book, big chunky book. And this is the book when all the paleo, primal, low carb people say, oh, the China study, that's too much science, it's not true, it's 100,000 people over 27 years. What we want to do is we want to debunk the China study by giving you Dr. Price, who was actually a dentist, wasn't a nutrition biochemist like Colin Campbell is. So we've got a dentist and a doctor in dentistry, and we've got good old Dr. McCullough's little little hype up on the front page. So this is quite interesting. This is very interesting. I don't know if actually Dr. McCullough's read this book, because on page 492, because they're all anti-grains, they're all anti-carbs, they're all low carb, double low carb. Actual fact, Weston A. Price, promoter of high carbohydrate. Page 492. This is Weston A. Price's own words. The basic foods should be the entire grains such as whole wheat, rye or oats, whole wheat and rye breads, wheat and oat cereals, oat cake, dairy products including milk and cheese, and some marine foods. So I'm going to say that again. The basic foods should be the entire grains such as whole wheat, rye or oats, whole wheat and rye breads, wheat and oat cereals, oat cake, dairy products including some milk and cheese, and some marine foods. So basically, it's a high carbohydrate. So basically, it's high carbohydrate. So basically, it's like a grain-based lifestyle. So basically, it's a grain-based diet. Weston A. Price also says on page 492, the protein requirement can be provided each day in one egg or a piece of meat equivalent to the bulk of one egg. So that's a piece of meat about that big per day, according to Weston A. Price. It's about that big, size of an egg. But all these people saying eat bacon eggs for breakfast, like all these paleo, primal, low carb snake oil hucksters saying, eat bacon eggs for breakfast, that's good for you. I don't know, but they use Weston A. Price as their guru. Weston A. Price says don't eat that much. Eat more wheat. Eat more wheat. Weston A. Price says eat lots of wheat. Whole grains, wheat. Wheat bread. Oat cakes. Weston A. Price loves the wheat. Which is, hey, that's cool, man, but I find it interesting when all these paleo people and primal low carbers say, oh, don't eat grains and legumes and stay away from fruit because Weston A. Price said that that's bad for you. Actually, if you actually read Weston A. Price's book and flick to page 492, and it's the personal correspondence letter from Weston A. Price. Letter on Nutrition, it's called. So it's quite interesting. Weston A. Price, he was a bit of a pioneer back in the day, but not like today with the China study. And Weston A. Price promoted 2 grams of phosphorus per day. If we go to page 491, and if you flick to page 491, Weston A. Price says you will need to eat 7.5 pounds of potato to get 2 grams of phosphorus. And Weston A. Price says all of which would provide too high a number of calories. But 7.5 pounds of potatoes isn't that much. It's only about 1,700 calories. And a few paragraphs up, on page 491, Weston A. Price says most people would need 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day. So he sort of contradicts himself. He says you need at least 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day, but then he says 7.5 pounds of potatoes a day, which is 1,700 calories, is too much food. So he sort of contradicts himself. It's a bit like saying the water's too cold, put some hot water in there, but that's going to make it too hot. It's just, So he contradicts himself a bit there, doesn't he? Yeah. Anyway, get back to reading. So Weston A. Price is heavy on the wheat. And Weston A. Price is a big fan of milk on page 491. He says milk is one of the best, if not the best, single food for humans. So that's page 491. Milk is one of the best, if not the best single food. So I like it when a lot of these paleo, primal, low carb people say don't drink dairy, and then they use Weston A. Price's book. They just cherry pick information. They're so desperate now. They're so desperate just to, they're so desperate just to muscle in on the market, and tell the people to eat bacon eggs for breakfast and it's going to cure all your health issues and weight issues. Bacon eggs for breakfast. Yeah, right guys, I don't think you really know what you're talking about. So next time someone says to you, well, Weston A price, Weston A price, Weston A price. So next time one of the trolls says, Weston A price, you got to cut out the grains and the fruit and eat lots of milk and eggs and seal blubber. But you need healthy fats and grass-fed butter and cheese and dairy and fermented goat's milk. That's what you need. Healthy fats, grass-fed steak and bison. You lot of monkey. You can just say, well, actually, Weston A price was a big fan of the wheat, the whole wheat, the cracked wheat. So Weston A price was a big fan of the grains. That's the truth. Page 492. Weston A Price's book, his letter on nutrition, page 492. So go to your library and get have a browser. Don't just believe what I'm saying. So next time someone says Weston A Price said you've got to eat a lot of meat, that's rubbish, because he said 1 egg per day or a piece of meat the size of an egg per day. Interesting stuff. And you got these people like, you know, Rob Wolf and Mark Sisson and Sean Croxton and Gary Taub saying, you know, have as much meat as you can eat, fill your plate full of meat, pile it up, you know, go to McDonald's and get the triple cheeseburger and get rid of the buns and eat the meat, get extra meat patties and stack it up, go to TGI Fridays, just make sure you bless the food like Paul Check says. These guys, sincerely wrong, man, but they all use Weston A Price as their like excuse for these bad dietary habits, when in actual fact Weston A Price's dietary recommendations were more along the lines of vegetarian, pescatarian. I can't even mention here where he says eat lots of red meat, like, or bacon and pork, like all these low carb primal paleo iPad gurus say. So, you know, it's a lot of confusion out there, and I just tell people, educate yourself. Do your homework, read the books with a carved up mentality, get enough carbohydrates. There's a spot on this camera now. Get enough carbohydrates so you can study well, get it early night so you can absorb the information and you can really read in detail and pick up the contradictions. So you can pick up the details and benefit from them. And you can see the contradictions in these low carb primal paleo gurus when they talk about Weston A Price and say don't eat grains. It's like, hey guys, hang on, what did you say? Don't eat grains, but Weston A Price said eat grains, whole wheat's the best, rye, oat. So what are you guys saying, hey? Cherry picking information. Oh, can't cherry pick because cherries are fruit. Better leave that out. You know, keep your cherry intake to 10 cherries a week, because otherwise you're going to get fat. So if you're after serious weight loss, get on the high carb, low fat, low protein lifestyle, plant based, vegan, that's where it's at. Fruit's your friend, and that's as simple as that. Thanks for watching.